Alright, kids. It's that time of the week again. I get to roast you guys. So, number one for defense, your comp. Rush without the Mei, but with a Hanzo. I think the Mei is better, but relying on picks is not that bad. It's just less reliable overall on defense, but it's workable. Though, if you're playing this with a Hanzo, Hanzo here, Hanzo here, Hanzo here, somewhere. You guys hold here. Overall, you guys would like to play, if you're relying on picks, you have to see if they have a Widow that is good. In this case, they have a Widow, but spoiler alert, she's gonna switch. So you play this, these sidelines here. Hello? Why is it so small now? You play this this line of sight here. The Widow cannot shoot here except from this high ground. And Hanzo then should hold these positions here because peeking is just not worth it. For now. Overall, it should be on the high ground. Squid! What you doing there, boy? You're on the low ground. You got jump packs. You got 2 healthy legs. Jump up. You literally not diveable. You have all the overview you need. If you see they got a Widow, drop to your team for protection. No worries. Or like rotate around to where she cannot fucking kill you. It is fine because you get all the visibility of the point you could ever need. All the way up to choke. Hell, even all the way up behind statue. Just by jumping up and walking around. So, please play there. Brawl, you're playing with your tanks, nice, and you guys stick together. 3 could be on the high ground together with Squid, just to protect them, but in their comp there's not that much to really punish high ground positioning. They have no divers, no nothing. So in that case, I'm fine with McCree being with your tanks, so that way you can punish the enemy tanks for mistakes. So that's good. Let's see how you guys are doing. I know you're gonna get pretty rolled here. And I've already seen why, yes. Okay, so let's see what happened here. Right, this went pretty instantaneous. So you get volleyed. Yeah. So you eat the Zen volley, you eat 2 right clicks from the Hog, and you eat the Storm arrows. That's unlucky, that's a shit ton of damage. Though it is not discorded. Right? So stand here, throw your fire strike, and you, like, while the animation is playing, go back. Or throw your fire strike through here. Something like that. So I would suggest at the start, play it here. That way you just go whoop, and you immediately go back to the corner, right? You don't have a hero that is scouting right now, because you could have done that with Hanzo and the Sonic Arrow if he was on the high ground. But for now you don't. So until you have the information, you should not be peeking. In this situation, you shouldn't be peeking at all, because these guys rely on picks. So this is their win condition fulfilled. And now they will probably just go in, walk on point, run through you with the ball, and clean you up one by one. Run through you, split you up. Now they push the point. Good that you don't peek. I love it. Minus Hanzo. I don't love Hanzo here. So you guys are having the correct idea. Just wait, regroup, wait for your Rhine, wait till you're 6, and then you can go. You can give them 2 ticks. It's fine. Just don't peek this corner, because they have a Hawk, they will hook you, and then it's game over, because you get staggered. I was sleeping there for a second. Yeah, unlucky with the Widow there. But you go back in, you take the fight, you charge your ults.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
This is the point where you should just go die. Or get out. Alright, so let's see. Aftermath of the first fight. Of course, Ryan is not gonna have much ult charge. Let's forget about Ryan. Right? Their tanks, on the other hand, they're pretty high on ult charge. Lucky for you, their tank choice is kind of weird. They should play a Sigma and not a Hog. In this kind of situation, especially against a comp where you're playing with Hanzo and Kree. And especially against a comp where there's a Ryan that can just shatter the team for free. So here, yeah, of course, you won't be able to shatter these guys. But you can shatter the Hog and the Zen, and if you're lucky, the Ball. And that's a team fight 1. So you should be having no problems here. Good, I like these two coming up. Seeing that as they don't have shields, right, you could also be in that 70 range, but no complaints here. 50% on your graph is also well done. Because in the end, you want to have your graph at least every other fight, so we are well on course with that. Same goes for Kree. Bush, there's just nothing to be done, right? You died early, it's fine. Just keep in mind, quick peeks. Don't just stand here and take your shield down if you don't know what they're running. So now I would... 1 second, guys. Alright, guys, so I want you guys to regroup here now, right? You want to hold this corner. I know I always tell you to hold this corner, which is still true. But depending on who you're playing against, if you're playing against a team that is aggressive enough and takes the initiative, playing Rush, you always want to hold this second corner. Because the higher up in the side you go, the more this can be abused, though this is still a pretty good position. But since you guys are playing with heroes that rely on long sidelines, playing this corner has multiple advantages, the second corner. So if you were playing here with a traditional brawl, right, they come out, you may wall them, you flashbang them, they die, rinse and repeat. That's why you want this corner, because you want 90-degree corners to do that. Because you can just go in and they cannot shoot you. But when you're relying on sidelines, this corner is close to a 90-degree corner. You get to see the flank. You get to be on the flank. You can have someone on the high ground over there left. And most importantly, you can peek at them without peeking them, because you can just see where they're coming from. Right? And if they push inside to grab the health pack, it's actually a death trap for them. So, good corner. So if you're not playing with a Mei, or overall playing something that relies on sidelines, so if you have a Widow, if you have an Ashe, play the second corner.
Objective lost.
Good for you that they're only now starting to push you back. Does Sansa get out? Yes, Sansa gets out. Huge grouping up. You just farm these guys up a bit. You're almost 6. Peace is coming back. Well done, Pi. Don't go any further than this. Go back to your Rhine. You contested the space, they are gone. Now help your Rhine. Don't go for the kill. Good. No, no. Pi, get back. You should be helping your Rhine here, because else the same kind of thing is gonna happen again, right? This is 300 damage, this is, I don't even fucking know, like 400 damage if it's all headshots. This fucking hurts. And this guy has storm arrows. remember what happened at the start of the round. You, by all measures, should be here protecting your Ryan, especially if he's discorded.
Time to raise my APM.
Nice. You realize this, and you go in. Good. And now stick with your tank. And Ryan says we push. Nice. Take space. Don't be afraid. Go in. Stick together. Hanzo could be up here, but I don't dislike this positioning. Now just a tiny, yeah, it's just a duel between the two Hanzos at this point. You could be playing from here also, or from this corner. That way you could still help your tank, but they would have to peek your corner, right? You can pre-aim. That's the better position to play. Now you're gonna take the first corner, right? Playing nice here. And now you can see what I mean with taking the second corner if you rely on long picks, right? Because now your Hanzo's out in the open and you both kind of have to peek around corners. You cannot see when they're gonna peek. But if you were playing here or here as the Hanzo, that's a different story. You get to peek in and out of cover and you see when they're there and when not. And in the end, if you're not having a Mei, it's more easy for your Baptiste to heal everyone in this area than in this tiny area. It's more likely that something is going to get eaten or they pull up a wall or some other kind of ability. Not a mistake to hold this corner, just something to keep in mind. Depending on your comp, you might want to change your positioning. Great reaction, Pi. She's gone, get out. That Hawk is kind of pro. Yeah, nah, get out. You could have also just flown into the mines, but overall this is fine. You all died relatively at the same time. You get to recontest this. And what I notice here is I'm gonna go forward a bit too far. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. Alright. Alright, good. Protect your Rhine. That is fine. You have seen that Hawk. I know he doesn't die, but you know this Hawk is here. Keep an eye out for this guy. And here I see bad communication because I know he used his Fire Strike beforehand. He doesn't have it at the moment. So we cannot pull off a huge Fire Strike onto their Rhine or onto their backline. Great though that we're getting the High Noon. But we've been forgetting about the Hawk, right? So now I can see. So there's 3 people that know. Hanzo knows. Kree just felt. Baptiste knows. And I think Lucio's oblivious. Huge High Noon. And now I want to see that Hawk die. And he doesn't. Now here's the problem. So we are pushed up by a Zen. By the way, the Zen is stupid for pushing in here. Like, what the hell? Stun him, click him in the head, and that's it. And you're trying to heal in between the tanks and the supports to get both the Hanzo and your tanks, which ends up doing nothing. So what you could do here, Baptiste, is hard focus your tanks, right? You got your shift. Shift will save Hanzo's life. Plus, it's only the Zen, and the Zen has the Kree in its face. So have some faith that your Hanzo actually gets out with leap. And keep your tank up, because if Bush dies here, it's game over. Because there's a Shatter. which you could have tracked. So if Bush dies, you guys get shattered and you lose point. So it's paramount that Bush stays alive. Overall, I noticed this game that sometimes you stop focusing Bush, and that's when Bush dies. So you guys need to communicate more when there's a reload, when Bush doesn't have healing, because there's a disconnect between the aggressiveness on your main tank versus the healing from your main support. This Zen died way too late. He was stunned and he didn't die. So, yeah. We gotta practice the headshots on the stun Zen there. And because we switched from here, from here to here, Bush died and now we have to give up point. Shadows incoming.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Nice, down card. Well done. And now group up.
I'm gonna have to shoot you down.
Squid. They don't have a diva, they have nothing to contest you. Please be here. Overall, like this high ground, and much less these high grounds by the spawners, but most likely this high ground, because you can walk back here. Oh shit, they can't see me. Oh shit, I can see everything. So that high ground, it's big time. It's big time prime real estate for Thief.
Helden sterben nicht.
Unlucky. That's considered huge anti-field though. Huge ammo field. Nice. Huge picks. Go in. Don't shatter. Just grab them. Okay, good. You don't have it yet. Big stagger. Cheeky little teabag. I like it. Good counter push here. Now I would like you guys to set back up on the high ground again. Right? Diva with your tank or up here. Depends on what needs to be done, though at this point in time you should probably focus on eating fire strikes and all that kind of damage. Hanzo can play up here. Baptiste, up here. You get to see everything that's important because Bush shouldn't be on the left side of the card. He should be on that corner. And even then, you can also play up here. They switched their Hanzo, so you're not gonna get one shot again. But that position over there is the better one. So let's see. You could have hold tracked them so you know they only have Shadow. So what you can say here is, we got 6, they got 1. You can afford to wait for when they use their Shadow, because that's the game plan, right? They either will do dry fights to get more ults, or they will Shadow next fight to try and force it. If they do dry fights, you do a dry fight, perfect, you keep your ult advantage. Or maybe commit Shadow and that's it, nothing more. And if they use the Shadow and you use nothing, or just beat because 5 of you guys get shattered and Lucio doesn't, whatever. Great. Still ult advantage. So let's see how you guys play this out. Nice planning. Now the interfight stage is over, right? Neutral phase is over. We're starting to play here. Which you should really be on the high ground. Nice positioning from Kree. Hanzo should also be on the high ground. Lucio can heal from up there, so I don't really mind. So you could be with your tank right there. I think you're going for boobs, right? So you gotta communicate that out, because Bush is too far front for boobs. So somehow they managed to completely outplay you. You use your dragon. Unprovoked. You will kill Ana, but okay. Maybe she uses Nade. But now they get a 4-man shadow. Actually, nah, 3-man shatter and your and the McCree stunned your Rhine. So you're forced to use beat here. So that's already 2 ults down. So they only used 1 ult and a flashbang, and they're already taken out twice as many ults from your side. You end up winning this, and Growl, you got Nerves of Steel, man. I would have beat it here. So in the end, it was okay, but still. By playing it more safe, this could have been avoided. So I think here there was a clear disconnect between plan making and listening to a shot caller. Right? Because I noticed that this first half of the map, you guys were all a bit scattered around, like not playing well together. And then on the second half, especially the very first attack, everything was more textbook. Yeah, help your Hanzo there. Great. Neutral fight is over at this very second. Alright, McCree's just coming back with a super cape. And you guys should have made a plan here, right? A good plan here could be, since this forms a choke with the card, to use Matrix with Fire Strike. Boom. Kill 1 or 2 squishies, or just get the Reinhardt low after they use Bubble. And then we speed in. Great plan. Let's try to do that, right? You know they got Nano, they can save Reinhardt. But if you force Nano by using your Amp Matrix, that's a win-win. Now you're split. Good thing is the wall sucks, so you can just walk around it. But the thing here is, they were setting the tempo. You have the defender's advantage still. They came into you, immediately undertook action, aka pushing you back to a point where they can get off a May wall. And now they will start battering at your Reinhardt. You should be the ones that make the tempo. Always, at all times. On attack and on defense. Because the team that sets the tempo is the team that wins. Even though you have 5 volts, this fight is losable just because they're now taking the initiative.
Ain't no stopping me.
Yeah, it's a huge sneaky bomb. That's what saves you. No more ults, please.
Don't mess with me.
But this fight got saved by Pi. I'm not sure how communicated that was. But good bomb. But overall, this was the principle of, yeah, why you guys should be setting the tempo, because they've been coming into you all this time. Back, 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 back.
It's
I don't think this was communicated, right? You guys could have been telling Acree, yeah, I'm coming around the corner, lose your speed boost, boom, 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 boom. Instead, we did that, and then we shattered nothing. So I suspect you guys didn't have the comms here. Overall, nice fight, but we used the shatter that we didn't have to use. Sorry, I'm being extra strict about the ultimate usage today, just because I see some major mistakes here. Nice cleanup. Not too much poking. Yeah, the only one that is poking too much is Hanzo here. But even he is playing kind of careful. Okay, so nice. Now the problem is, it's the opposite situation, right? They have all the ultimates, they need to wipe you, and you only have beat. And you keep beat for your graph. So in this situation, you don't want to play up here, D.Va. Yes, boobs are cool and all. Stick with your Rhine. You need to eat their graph, because their graph is their win condition. Because they just graph, blizzard you, and the fight is over. So you need to eat either the graph or the blizzard. Best case scenario, you eat both. And again, Baptiste, you should be on this high ground. And Bob shouldn't be on the left side of this card. Bush shouldn't be on the left side of this card. Because there getting healing is difficult. Even here, it's difficult to give him healing. And overall, you just outpositioned yourself with this Bush. Yes, you're baiting them for the boobs, but you're not playing with an Orisa pull that pulls them all on top of the payload where you can boop them into the hole. So boobs are not that viable here. And you're not even going for them. Instead, you end up being forced out of your immortality field. They get 2 freezes off, and now they can just push you with the blizzard. And you're lucky, they completely overrolled. The fight was won after they picked you off. The blizzard and the graph didn't need to go out. Yeah. From here on out, I think you actually get off a huge bomb. Yes, you get off a huge bomb and you actually win this fight. Yes, because you charged that. Huge charge, by the way. Like, please don't unbind your charge for exactly this reason. But then the fight after, yeah, it gets run over.
Round 1 complete.
Yes, thank you, game. So we'll talk about your first attack, because I'm not done criticizing you guys, but I'm done being completely angry with you guys. So now something that made me really, really fucking happy. Your first attack.
Ready for battle.
So we are running Rush.
Ready for battle.
We're running classic Rush. So our win condition is baiting out their Mei, scouting, seeing they have a Mei, baiting out the Mei wall, and then we go in. We take a good position, which is, if they're not playing here and we cannot wall them here, is rotating around this corner, pushing them all the way back, splitting them here. Boom. We kill 1 or 2 people. Easy 1 fight. That's what we talked about in the last couple of VODs, right?
Ready for.
So let's see what's happening.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
You sent a diva, she baits out the wall, she flies black. I'm proud of you guys. Already. Yeah, we farm charge. We forced the heal cooldowns, right? You saw Baptiste use his shift. The bubbles were baited out. You saw that. You perfectly rotated and stacked together. Boom. You killed a random even before you split him, and now you go in onto the people in front of the wall. Which is... oh, poor break. Nice. Kill Immo field, thank you. Get the Zarya. Please get the Zarya next. This was a bit scuffed. Wish you could have backed up to the car to your team, but it's fine. You get pocketed by D.Va, exactly as she should be doing. Nice, Zarya, you force ice block. You clean him up. Great. D.Va stays point, the rest pushes forward. Because here it's likely that you will need the heal on the Rhine. And D.Va can fly forward to help if necessary. So D.Va stays on point, on card, and you take the space. Don't give the space to them. Yes, Mei got the right idea. Push through.
Objective
Exactly.
lost.
Take the corner. Take the corner. Don't let them take it. Yeah, Mei's dead. Mei is dead. Fire strike. Huge. You go in. You got the advantage. They have no healers. Go. The Rhine needs to die. The Rhine should be dead by now. Unlucky that you didn't eat it. Go push before the healers come back. Rhine needs to die. Thank you. Clean them up. Nice. D.Va stays card, the rest pushes forward. Okay, Bob stays card, the rest pushes forward. Suboptimal, because you don't have that much healing on the front line, but you wiped them, so in this case it's fine. Reason why I'd say D.Va is that D.Va can be quick to get forward. Plus, at the moment, it's only Blizzard that is dangerous for you, and you got counter rolls. And now you would have been together anyways. Alright, so the brawl phase is about to start, right? The first walls get out. Not that great of a wall. Having a wall over here that maybe split off the Lucio, Mei, and the Rhine would be better. Because right now, yeah, this wall achieves nothing because Baptiste can just jump it. But it's fine. We got 6 ults, right? Talk with Bush. Set up an amp matrix right about where Mei is. Walk backwards. They walk into you because they think, oh, wait, they're backing off. Let's go in. You fire strike, you kill 3 squishies. And if that isn't enough, you can, like, put pressure behind it with a bomb or a shatter, but not more. 2 ults. This fight has to be won with 2 ults. If you're that much in advantage, try to keep it, to keep as many ults as you can.
Nerf this.
Because your alternative plan could be bomb and shatter. That's fine. You still get to win the fight. Right? And if that fails, then you have Blizzard left and High Noon. What you can also do is, you can High Noon behind the card, for example, or somewhere here. They will try to wall your High Noon or whatever, or behind your shield. And then you wall up your High Noon above the fight, and you get picks. Those are all alternative plans that you can come up with before the fight and say, first we're going to do this plan, then this plan, then this plan. And in the good world, you only need to execute one plan. No more ults. Unlucky stun. It's even. Fire strike. Nice. Well, we used too many ults, right? We used 5 ults, and they only had 2. So now they have more ults than we do, because they got a 3rd ult upcoming for next fight. We got the point, yes, but we completely gave up our ult economy advantage.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Here it would be perfectly viable to feed a little bit on your tanks, because you know they have Baptiste ult and they have High Noon. You can just feed a little bit to their Kree, to the Lucio, to the Baptiste, by taking damage from them, and feed your Baptiste for the next amp matrix. Good positioning here. So Bob, you could be fighting here. You see everything. You get to go to cover when you need it, and you get to have that mega. You can get out. You can jump on this high ground if necessary, if you're taking this corner for a fight, but it looks like you're gonna take this space. So look out for that high ground. Take that space for you, because Bush is giving it to you for free, together with Pi, because Pi just took the position that could contest you when you're here. So nobody's able to contest you. Be here.
Routing power to forward shield.
Don't go there, Pi. Go with Bush. Protect your Reinhardt. Overall, I see you do very little peeling with D.Va this scrim. And what I mean is, right, when somebody's on your Rhine, protect your Rhine. If your support say, hey, we're being attacked by a flanker, protect them from the flanker. If you see their Kree, go for a flank, like here. You have the mobility. Go punish him. You have to keep your eye actively open for these kind of things. And go for flankers and for protective play. You can make the hero plays that win the fights on D.Va just by completely outplaying the enemy with your reactions. Alright, so this next fight, you guys should know, is a definite loss. Right? They got every single ult except for Mei. And you got 3 upcoming, but you only got 1 at this moment. You already 1 down? No ult. Huge shatter. Keep your Rhine up. huge amp matrix. And that's just an unlucky move. You would have won this otherwise. Whatever happened, this guy just had a second high noon. So I don't know who fed him that much, but he just had a second high noon. Okay. Overall, nice grouping up here. So with, like, on attack you're playing better together. Because you're less scattered, you're more focused. But you're still lacking plan making and execution of those plans. I cannot see whether you actually made plans and just didn't execute them. Because I don't have your voice comms. But it doesn't look that way to me at the moment. But overall, your rush is pretty good. I see that you guys are rotating around and you're trying to actively wall off people and go for the split of targets. So that's very nice. Nice poking. Taking the good position here. Though, you know they have Blizzard. You should be with your Rhine. Your sole target as Diva right now in this very fight should be the Mei. Focusing the Mei. Not hard matrixing her, just you know she has Blizzard. Be ready. Try to outplay her. Or look for situations like this where she's gonna chuck her her Blizzard. Right? She could have just chucked it against this wall to your Rhine. You could have eaten it from up there, but normally you wouldn't. This is the situation where she now definitely will pop her ult, because there's nothing to eat. If you're behind your Rhine here, you could have been saved here. And again, I look at the Baptiste spot. No squid. He's here. Be there, please. I mean, like, your healing output overall is insane. 20k healing versus what did their Baptiste do? 12. Insane output. But overall, I think you could reduce the 6 deaths to 1 or 2 if you work on your positioning. Plus, the healing would be spent more efficiently because you could play a little bit less, like, you could play a little bit more stress-free. Because once you're pushing for this corner, right, you can jump here and you get to heal all of this. And don't go in here, Bush. I know it looks tasty, but they just counter Blizzard. Charge out, charge out. No, let's just hop. Cheeky pie. Cheeky. You're lucky they didn't see you. See how they're peeking? They just focused on this on peeking the next fight and doing some, not even some bullshit flank shadow. You're just trying to get a bullshit pin onto your Rhine. Probably with a high noon. So yeah, you see this, you go for the C9. Right? Jump. Nice. So they fail their play. They're completely focused. And you're almost winning. Problem is, your team is pushing too hard, but it's fine. You get the cleanup. Great. That was a bit too aggressive, Pi. You should have flown back here towards your team. Because yes, you had the bomb, but actually it achieves nothing because it hit the pit. If you came back to your team, you could have used it then from here in 5 seconds to clean the point. Definite win immediately. It's fine. You clean this up. You completely destroy the staggerers here. But still. Call targets. Nothing is dying. You're all fighting different things. Call targets. Why is the ball still alive? You're all fighting different targets. So from the VOD, I cannot see, but I figure you're just gonna outbrawl him here. Overall, what I see, so now from your coordination, what you guys are doing on attack, especially, beautiful.
For battle.
Like, seriously. I'm proud of you because of this very first
For
attack.
battle.
If you would play the whole game like this, like you played this very first attack here, we could beat 3.3 or 3.4k teams. Because this was almost flawless. Nice. Bit late on the wall, but overall almost perfect. And this will fix itself once we're playing with a full stack, with all team members attuned to each other, accustomed to each other. But that's perfectly fine. Overall textbook attack here. But I'm still seeing that after some time, you guys stop making plans. You guys stop executing them consistently. You stop target calling because, or at least you're not focusing the same target. Because what I see is there's 6 players and 3 different targets that get shot. And that's not good. Because then nothing dies. And it feels like goats all over again. So, yeah. Overall, I think your rush has gotten a lot better. When you're playing rush without a Mei, there's some adjustments we have to make, but we didn't talk about this yet, so it's fine that you played suboptimally there. Overall, I can say, I want to scrim this team again, if you guys are up for it. Because this was a pretty even scrim. But I think if we can get, if we can get the target calling together, and more discipline on the ult usage, which will come with plan making and execution, then we will have no problem stomping these guys. And I want a stomping scrim against these guys the next time we scrim them. And that will be, for me, a checkbox for success. Because right now it's a fair game. Because both teams are just as aggressive on playmaking. Though they might be a little bit quicker on making the initiative. Because we saw a couple of times that they were setting the tempo and then kind of steamrolled you until you could stabilize. But that can be completely outweighed by the way we play. We're more coordinated than them. And so if we tweak that a little bit, we could completely overpower them. So overall, I can just repeat that we're slowly getting better. We're still making the same mistakes we've been making for the last 3 weeks, but it's getting less and less, right? It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Our rush is already pretty good. Maybe be a bit quicker on placing the Mei walls, because the earlier you split the team off, the faster the tempo is you set to the fight. You want to bring the initiative. You don't want to be sitting there. Yeah, where do I Mei wall? You go, you make a pre-plan where you want a Mei wall. You have a plan for 3 different Mei walls. You see, okay, I can do wall number 1, rotate to number 2. Okay, I can do number 2. Let's go to number 3. Yes, I can pull off number 3. Boom, and then we go for it. And that has to happen within 5 seconds. And I think we can pull it off. So, yeah. Overall, good map here. I'll be probably also reviewing Gibraltar some other day this week. You guys can look at that. I'm sorry that my schedule right now is a bit full. Joining a new team and playing GGU has taken a bit more time than anticipated. But I definitely want to keep up the review for you guys. And if you have individual questions, shoot me a PM or write it in the coaching channel and ping me. And I will try to go over things more. If you even have specific questions for Gibraltar, please do so. I will probably review it on Wednesday, probably on Wednesday. Tomorrow evening, so Tuesday evening or Wednesday evening, I will review Gibraltar. So you guys then, please, if you have individual questions, especially for that map, tell me beforehand so I can keep a lookout for it. Okay, then to wrap things up. So, Bush, be careful what you peek when you don't have information. And overall, well played, nice aggression. Yeah, just watch out that you don't die so early. But that comes in together with what I want to say second, and that is Squid, work on your positioning. Abuse the high ground if you can. Right? See where you have positions where you can see all the places where the fight will be taking place, and then hard focus your Rhine. You got your Lucio. Your Lucio and your shift is what should heal your squishies if the fight is in full force happening. Because you will need to keep that Rhine up, because the second you stop healing that Rhine, you will see that Bush dies. And yes, for the Mei, play faster, more aggressive with the Mei walls, that's fine. Rice. Playing for boobs is fine and all, especially on this map. We didn't have the comp to do that, so then you and Pi should prioritize playing more together and close with the team. So really managing your speed boost and the peeling from D.Va. Especially since D.Va can literally eat 4 of the ults. She can eat High Noon, she can eat Grab, she can eat Blizzard, she can eat the Amp Matrix. So D.Va is the does it all, wants it all Swiss Army knife in this comp, where if you play this correctly, you can hard carry. And so you should practice eating those ults, and you should practice managing your matrix in a way that you always keep enough matrix for key cooldowns like Fire Strike, high charge right clicks from Zarya, High Noon. If they High Noon and they don't use Amp Matrix, you can wait for 2 seconds and then hard hold your matrix. If you have a full matrix, then the Kree will most likely just shoot into your matrix because he will not hold it for that long. And after 2 seconds, he starts being able to one-shot your squishies. So that's why I hold it for about 2 seconds. You can completely negate their Amp Matrix, or at least give your team 2 seconds to speed out of line of sight of it. And your fast strikes just to negate their Rhine ult charge. And one-hit combos together with Baptiste's Amp Matrix. Then as for DPS, is if you're relying on sidelines and long-range poke and picks, then play the high grounds. Play these lines. Talk with your tanks. Tell them that you want to set up somewhere here so that you get those long sidelines so that you don't have to peek a corner where you can then be counter-peeked and die. I think those are the biggest remarks I have for today. And I hope this helps you guys. If not, let me know. If it does help, also let me know. And I'm looking forward to the next scrim, where I can hopefully be live coaching again, you guys. So have a nice evening, and see ya.